All right, guys, and we're recording. So I just want to take a minute just to welcome you to our Team Fit Fun Free's webinar all about coaching. Kind of what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about what coaching is, what coaching isn't, why anybody bothers to become a coach in the first place, what a lot of the benefits are. Talk about the income opportunity. I'm going to tell a little bit about my personal background and story becoming a coach. And we also have new coach Anita on the call, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her background and her story and why she chose to become a coach on the team. And then we'll talk a little bit about how you actually go about becoming a coach if you decide to sign up and become a coach. And so that's kind of what we're going to cover. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you now because I have taken a little bit of time to put together some slides. I really enjoy doing that. All right, I think everybody can see the slides. I can't see you guys now, I can just see the slides. But the first slide here, what you're gonna see is just a lot of pictures of a bunch of us having a good time, you know, because really and truly, aside from the income opportunity, coaching has provided just a lot of friendships. Like all of these ladies in the picture, I either didn't know before coaching or I knew, but I did not know very well. Coaching, just through coaching and coaching on a team together, the friendships and the bonds that we have formed has just been, you know, really one of the biggest perks. So, you know, coaching is not all about, you know, making money. It's not all about sales. It's not all about, you know, posting on social media, trying to get people to buy things or annoying people, that kind of thing. There's a lot of wholehearted goodness and good people that are involved in coaching, especially on our team. So friendships and the relationships that you form and that you build with other people, your fellow coaches and teammates, is one of the biggest perks, I think, to coaching, and one of the reasons why I would do it if I never made a dime at it. I would do it as a hobby for sure. So the second bullet point I want to talk about is accountability. So we all know that sometimes we wax and wane in our fitness journey, you know, like we'll do good for a while and then we'll kind of fall off or fall back into some bad habits or whatnot. But coaching, after I became a coach a little over a year ago, like my accountability with my own health and fitness is just, it's there now when it wasn't before, because when you're trying to inspire other people or motivate other people, you know, you have another layer of accountability for yourself. You know, you're a lot less likely to fall off the wagon, gain all your weight back, and live really unhealthily if you have people looking to you for inspiration and to kind of guide them a little bit. So accountability in your own fitness is a huge part of coaching. So don't get me wrong, you don't have to be a perfect body. You don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to be a beach body to be a beach body coach, but you just have to be working on yourself and on your own journey. So we live a healthy lifestyle long term, and that is with or without Beachbody products. So when you become a coach, you don't automatically become like a Beachbody billboard. You don't automatically think, oh, I can never go to the gym again. I can never take yoga. I have to quit running. And all I can do and all I can promote is Beachbody programs. No, 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 no. There's more than one way to get fit and healthy. And we understand that, and we just know that we have one way, and a way that's really, really worked well for us and that works well for other people. And it just is something that benefits people in their lives, and you don't become a robot, and you don't bash other products or bash other companies or other ways of getting healthy and fit. So I know that was one of the concerns I had before becoming a coach. I thought, well, crap, now I can't go to the gym because I'm supposed to promote P90X or whatever, but that's not how it goes. So the third big part of coaching, and honestly the part that has benefited my life the most, is personal growth and personal development. So aside from our physical, you know, growth and improvement, we have personal growth. And one of our vital behaviors as a coach that comes down from corporate as something that you should do if you want to be successful at all is to do personal development. So what that is that's just pursuing self-betterment from the inside out. You know, reading books, getting more involved in your faith, you know, whatever it might be for you, but it's learning to live outside of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to do more and to become better every day. And so a little bit about me: before I became a coach, I was dealing with a lot of things. A big one of those things was anxiety. I had so much anxiety. I mean, just on the way to work, I was having panic attacks because I had to like speak in front of people, and I had to, you know, be on all day long, and I had to be talking and interacting with people all day, and I just wasn't confident in myself or my skills or, you know, much of anything like that. So from the day that I became a coach and somebody told me, oh, you should read this book called The Compound Effect or whatever, I would have never done that before. But having done that has truly changed my mindset and changed my life. So now, instead of watching the news all day and getting super freaked out about the Zika virus or, you know, whatever, or the election, you know, whatever, instead of stressing and letting and internalizing all of that anxiety and stress, you know, instead of doing that, I read a book. So, you know, that has been a huge, huge change that would not have happened for me without becoming a coach and being part of Team Beachbody. So the last, but definitely not least, aspect of coaching is helping others and paying it forward. So one of the first big, you know, objections people have when they're thinking about becoming a coach is, oh my God, do I have to sell stuff to people? And I'm not good at selling things. Do I have to be a salesperson? Well, you know, we do sell products, but our emphasis is not on sell products. Our emphasis is on helping people, on inspiring people and sharing about our own journey and our own story in such a way that people are interested and that we can help them along the same journey with our products. So we're not product pushers. It goes a lot deeper than that. And Beachbody only promotes, you know, that kind of sales, and we never do any kind of slimy, spammy stuff like that. All right. I'm going to take a drink of water because I feel like I'm talking really fast. Okay, so you see my before and after. Like I was just telling Anita before we got on here, I started as a coach because I wanted to lose that stupid 5 pounds that I just couldn't seem to get rid of for whatever reason. Come to find it out, it's because I was eating terribly. But anyway, you live and you learn, sometimes for 25 years or more. But so my coaching story, I became a coach in September of 2014. And it's kind of funny because me and a group of girls had gone on a whitewater rafting trip, and it was a lot of fun, but that was kind of a little bit of a turning point for me. We had just gotten married, Justin and I, and, you know, we were doing watching lots of Netflix and eating a lot of comfort food on the couch after work and that sort of thing. And I was starting to put on some weight, and it was starting to show, you know, like my pants weren't buttoning. I just didn't feel confident or attractive or really anything like that. And this rafting trip was sort of the turning point, because on this trip I wore like these dry fit Nike shorts, you know, that you wear because they're going to whip the water away and they're going to be tight fitting or whatever. And literally when I got out of the car and my friend saw me in these shorts, she laughed at me, and it just like was like a dagger in my heart. I was like, well, crap, I'm really not pulling these shorts off like I thought I was. Like, I must look like a daggone sausage stuffed down in a casing or something. Like, so it sort of ruined my trip a little bit. You know, I felt super self-conscious. I didn't really realize, you know, how I had let myself go or whatever, because I am petite, and I was petite, so nobody would accuse me of being fat or overweight or anything, but I just wasn't strong. I wasn't lean. I certainly wasn't confident at all. So I was one of these people who had a gym membership. Now, bear in mind, the gym is about 5 minutes from my house here in West Virginia. Do you know how often I went? Maybe once every 2 weeks. So, like, really, that's how most people do the gym. And how is that going to help? No, that's not going to help. We all know that consistency is going to be key in really losing the weight once and for all and staying healthy. So also, I was a wannabe clean eater. Like, I thought I was eating clean because I bought organic food. I bought tons of beautiful organic vegetables. And what would I do? At the end of the week, I threw them out when they were rotten. And I felt terrible about it, but I tricked and fooled myself into thinking that I was eating well and doing good and being healthy when really I wasn't. I would have those things in my fridge, but I would still eat, whatever Justin ate, or, whatever I could grab really fast after work, or that sort of thing. So I was fooling myself. And it took finally being open to another way or another process, or really the container system with the 21-day fix, which I thought was absolutely stupid. When my coach Jenna was telling me about it, I thought, who in the world doesn't know enough about food or how to eat that they have to measure their food in little color-coded containers? Like, it just felt beneath, because here I was buying all these organic vegetables and stuff, and now I'm gonna measure my food in a container. Anyway, I'm glad I finally got over myself and actually did it, because it made all the difference. Another thing that I was dealing with was I was developing chronic neck pain, and a lot of that was from stress, and mostly it was from weakness. Like, I was just so weak, more so than I realized, and that has changed so much. I still have neck pain at times and occasionally, and a lot of muscle tightness and stuff, but increasing my upper body strength has helped with that immensely. I was exhausted and completely disenchanted with my career path. So if you don't know, I am and was a PTA, so a physical therapist assistant, and I worked in an outpatient clinic that had an emphasis on manual muscle techniques. So it was a lot of heavy lifting all day long. Like, sometimes I would see 12 people a day, and sometimes they were large people, and I had to, maneuver their bodies and all this stuff. And being weak and exhausted, I wasn't very good at that. It definitely added to my pain. But as far as being a PTA and that career path, I love that career and I love that field, and I love how it allowed me to help people. But I was working in an environment and for a company that wasn't, it was so disappointing to go to school and you think, well, this is it, this is my career, and it's going to be great. And then you get out there and you realize what you have to deal with, like no vacation days, no sick days, none of that was allowed, super high pressure, super stressful, not a very understanding work environment, super long commute. And then add on top of that, if you're in healthcare and you know anything about healthcare, it was very, very disenchanting for me to be up close and personal in healthcare and really see, some of the inner workings of that, and how I felt like a lot of times people's best interest was not first and foremost. The interest was, is their insurance going to pay or whatever. And it was just really hard on someone like me who truly feels called to help people. So, I was working as a PTA and also became a coach, and I was doing both part-time, and that was really, really absolutely wonderful. And I wouldn't have left PT except my husband and I made a move. We had to move back to West Virginia after moving to Virginia, so we moved back, and it was just a time, I felt like, well, now is my chance to really go full force as a coach and just see, what I can do with this business and see how many people I can really help and just try to make a real go of it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Was a PTA, still a PTA, now working as a coach and helping people that way. So next, I'm going to introduce to you one of our newest coaches on the team, Anita Snipes. I'm so happy and excited to have her on the team. She's just a wonderful, positive person. She's a huge leader in the wellness community in Tennessee, Virginia area, because she co-owns a massage business with her sister that her mother pioneered years ago, back when that wasn't, the thing, and people didn't know much about that kind of treatment. And so I truly, truly admire Anita. I admire her passion for educating, inspiring, and helping and serving people. And it just thrills me to death that we have such a quality person like Anita on the team and that I get to work with her. So I just think it's wonderful. She signed up just this month, and she's already achieved something that's called Success Starters, which means that you just help 3 or more people get set up on their fitness challenge for the month, which is pretty amazing. So Anita, if you can go ahead and unmute, I'll let you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about how you became a coach, why you decided to go for it, and that sort of thing.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. That was quite an introduction, and I am truly touched. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And I'm glad you brought up my mom, because she was and is my total inspiration. I just feel so fortunate that I was raised in a very healthy way. I mean, she wasn't always the most healthy person. She was actually a smoker. She grew up in the 60s and was a young person in the 60s, so she was actually a smoker. But she became a nurse, and then we moved from Pennsylvania to Virginia. She didn't want to be a nurse anymore, and she got into massage therapy. She received a massage from someone and said, "This is what I want to do." So, and she never pushed my sister or I into it. It just kind of happened, and it always seemed like she was ahead of her time. I mean, I even remember as a small child watching Richard Simmons in the 70s, and she would make his recipes and everything. So I just feel like I have a really good foundation. And so I've always worked out. I did videos, and I did cassette tapes. We were talking about Jane Fonda the other day. I did cassette tapes. I did where you had to turn the page in the book. I mean, I'm not that old. I'm only 47, or almost 47. But so I've always really enjoyed working out and run a little bit. I used to go to the gym. I just believe things come to you when they're supposed to. So I feel like coaching was supposed to come to me at this time in my life. I've never been a big social media person. I've never been a big computer person. I've always been busy. I had little kids, and now they're grown. I'm finally an empty nester, just me and my cat. And I was on Facebook. I've only been on Facebook for like a year. So, you know, not a whole lot of experience there. And here was this clean eating thing. And there was Megan on there one day asking a question about coffee. And so I'd seen you on there many times. And, you know, I was like, who is this girl? What is she doing? And this is just so interesting and seems so positive. And so when you messaged me, and then I did the clean eating, and I don't know, just one thing led to another, and I just feel like the time is now, and I thought, what the heck? And I'm not the kind of person to jump into things real fast. I don't like pushing people. I'm not a pushy person. I'm not the kind of person who likes to be in the limelight, who likes to have the focus on them, to put those pictures up. For me to do that, that's really, it's hard for me to do, but I'm becoming more open. I just feel like this has really helped me a lot to be more social, to make more friends. It's like a new chapter in my life, and I think it's been very positive. And this has been the first little group that I've been coaching through this challenge that we're doing right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. We're just back and forth, and you know, we all did the Pilates today of the 21-day fix, and I was asking them how they like it. And sometimes they say, oh, you know, that kind of thing, but they're giving me the thumbs up. They're doing good, and they're watching their diet. And I'm just real tickled with them. So it's been great. It really has been great. I'm glad this has come along. A really good friend of mine, someone very special in my life right now, says a quote a lot of times that is, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And I just kind of always think of that and try not to have so much of a plan, you know. Keep your eyes open, see what comes, and if it feels right, go for it.
Oh,
And I think that's about all I've got.
that is so awesome, Anita. Like,
Oh, thank you.
I just love hearing a little more about your motivation for becoming a coach and that sort of thing. And I'm so thrilled to hear that I somehow project that kind of positivity, because I really, really try, you know.
You do. You really do. And it's the thrill, the high that you get from helping somebody. I'll never forget, and I still get that from massage therapy. I really do. When somebody comes and they're a little down, and that's just the way they are. They've got the weight on their shoulders. And then when they leave, they're so much lighter and they're smiling. I could see that too with coaching, that, you know, helping that person to reach their goals, to feel better, to lose weight, to be healthier. It's just another tool in the toolbox. And it just goes along with every other alternative therapy. You need to do what you need to do at the time. And I think this is what I need to be doing right now. And another thing that I've never had a whole lot of physical problems so far, knock on wood, but I have been having some elbow issues, what they call golfer's elbow. And it was really stressing me out. And I was really worried because I've been doing massage now for 20 years, and I was thinking, what else can I do? I mean, if I can't do this, how am I going to take care of myself? So when this came along too, I thought this could teach me even more skills without having to go spend a couple of $1,000s and get a degree, and, you know. So teach me some skills, work with some more people, doing what I already love doing, teaching people to love what I love. And I just think it's perfect, because then maybe I won't stress as much, and there is something else I can do if I can't keep it. Exactly. If I can't do massage.
Yeah, just like I was saying, you know, working in physical therapy, it's a very physical job, you know, so I mean, it's good to have, you know, a backup for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Anita, thank you so much for being so forthcoming and really just sharing, you know, your passion and sharing about why you decided to give coaching a go. I'm so glad that you did. Let me go ahead and figure out how to get the slides working. All right. So you guys just heard from Anita. She's a brand new coach, a massage therapist, and that's one thing that I just love about you, Anita, is that you have a heart for helping people. You know, like we are not just out there like, let's just sell people a bunch of stuff and whatever. Like, it's really truly about so much more than that. All right. Next slide. All right, so now we're going to get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty about some of the official perks and benefits of being a coach, and talk a little bit more about the actual business opportunity that's attached to becoming a coach and being a coach. So as a coach, you have the chance to grow, you know, sustainable fun money, part-time income, full-time income, or even if a six-figure business if you really work hard at it and make it your career. So it's really nice to know that you are in a field and in a career that really the sky's the limit. So, you know, in traditional workplace, you might get a little bit of a raise every year if you're lucky. But with this business, you're really only limited by your own skills and how much work you're willing to do. So that's one of the things that really intrigued me about network marketing or about coaching. From the get-go, I was like, wow, I really have the chance to earn a little bit of money by doing something that I love to do anyway. So to me, that was just super exciting and really intriguing. And I thought that was cool that you said, Anita, it's something that you can kind of have in your back pocket or fall back on, you know, if something were to happen with your massage career. So as a coach, we earn 25% commissions on all sales that we make. And we have several earning opportunities. The commissions is one of them. Another big one is we earn weekly bonuses based on the productivity of our teams. So all of that, you know, if you're interested in becoming a coach, we can talk about way more in depth and you'll definitely get trained up on in the future, but that's kind of the basis of it. Another big perk of coaching is the community aspect. I know we touched on that a little bit in the beginning, you know, talking about the friendships that we form and all that sort of stuff, but Beachbody Corporate, they actually put on several events and trips and different things of that nature that you can qualify for even for free. And those kind of things are so much fun because you get together with your team, especially if you're a team that's kind of spread out. You know, like right now, our team is mostly in Virginia, West Virginia, and Tennessee. But, you know, because of that, we don't get together every week on the weekends for lunch or dinner or anything like that. So some of these big events can be a perfect time to get together and really hang out with your team and get to meet lots of other coaches, work out with the super trainers, Sean T, Tony Horton, Autumn, all that kind of stuff, which is really fun. So actually here in about a week, a bunch of coaches, I guess maybe 2,000, are going on an all expense paid cruise to Jamaica, which is pretty awesome. I had a chance to go on that cruise and I didn't because of the Zika virus, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. But anyway, next year we're going to the Dominican Republic, and that's a trip that you can earn paid, all except your airfare. You can earn the whole thing paid just by paying it forward and helping people get started on their fitness journey. Also coming up this July, we have Coach Summit in Nashville, which is our big coach convention, and we get to train with corporate and all the top coaches and work out with the super trainers and that sort of thing. And it's just a lot of fun, like I said earlier, to get together with your team and to be around other like-minded hobby coaches or business building coaches. And it's just a good time. Also, we do quarterly Super Saturday events that Beachbody throws for us, and they're all over the place. I encourage you to get online and Google Beachbody Super Saturday and find one close to you. I know a bunch of us on the team here are going to be headed out to DC here in about a month to go to the Super Saturday out there, and we're going to work out with Tony Horton and hear from corporate and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's a little bit about kind of what's offered on the corporate end and some of the things that we get involved in as coaches. All right, now I want to address some of the concerns that people typically have before they become a coach, or shortly after, or sometimes, you know, all the way through their coaching career. And the first one that I hear a lot is, I don't know anyone. Like, I don't have a very big market. How am I supposed to find people who are interested in this when I don't know anyone? Well, the first thing is, you know a lot more people than you think you do. You're just not remembering them. So that's kind of one of the big ones. So the first thing we have you do a lot of times as a coach is we have you do something that's called a memory jogger. And that's just where you sit down and you write a list of 100 people that you know. And as you're writing that list down, you start to think of people who are connected to that person or people who are connected to that person. So you know a lot more people and you have a bigger network already than you think you do. And as you grow as a coach and expand, you know, your skills and your network, you can grow exponentially on social media. Like, the sky's the limit. You're not limited to just the people in your little hometown or all your old high school friends or whatever. Like, with the power of social media now, you can reach anyone. You can reach your ideal perfect person to help so much easier than you ever could have before. So and there are so many social media trainings out there that we can hook you up on, and we'll help you get started. So the second one that I hear a lot, and this is a concern I had myself, a big one, is I don't want to annoy people. Nobody wants to annoy people unless you're just an annoying person. So also on social media, I've been seeing like a lot of stuff going around, like a lot of negativity just toward network marketers in general. And like, I get it. You know, there's 1,000 companies out there. There's nail wraps. There's, you know, all sorts of stuff. There's skincare and Beachbody and all these different things. But, and all of these, a lot of them are good companies, but sometimes people just aren't trained in how to market respectfully and how to market appropriately. And there are people out there who are giving everyone a bad name. And I just want to go out on a limb and say that Beachbody gives us amazing trainings. We are never, ever encouraged to irritate people, to spam people, to add people to groups without their consent. And especially on this team, we have a really, really strong sense of integrity and sense of providing value, not just going for the sale. So this, and that leads me right into another concern people have is I'm not good at sales. I talked about this a little bit earlier. You don't have to become good at sales. And at first, I think one of the issues with this is that people automatically equate selling with evil, bad, greedy. No, selling is not, at its core, that is not what selling is. Selling is providing a service or filling a need that someone legitimately has. You know, like if you need groceries, you go down to the grocery store and you get it. If you need a fitness solution, here we are, and we know it works. So there's a big difference in being a pushy, slimy salesperson and developing the people skills to get to know what people need and to vet the person and know if this is something that's going to be good for them. And then you make the sale. So it's a different beast. The other concern a lot of folks have is I don't look good enough. I don't have a beach body. I'm not at my goal weight. You don't have to be. In fact, if you are, you might get some pushback. You know, especially, I know I've had this kind of blowback, and I'm sure Anita, you have too, where people are like, well, you've always been petite or you've always been skinny. What would you ever have to struggle with? No, it's not about being perfect. It's not about representing perfect. It's just about being on your journey, being human, and being able to help other humans that are human as well. So why would anybody want health or fitness advice from you or from me? Same reason, just because we're living it. We're living the lifestyle. We're living, breathing, walking proof that our programs and products work and that they're worth doing. So, and you know, the longer that you live a healthy lifestyle, you do pick up knowledge along the way. You would never claim to be a doctor or lawyer or Indian chief or anything like that. You would never be outside of your scope, you know, of practice. But you know, if you're living a healthy life, you can pass on what you have learned and what you have experienced. The final concern that is a very, very big one and a very valid one is I don't have time. Do I have time to be a coach? So let me just go ahead and tell you, it varies a lot. Like you can work this business 30 minutes a day. You can work it an hour a day. You can work it full time like I do. And still, yet at full-time hours, I probably put 6 hours in a day. Is probably max, and that's working full-time as a coach right now. So we teach you techniques, and we have different ways for you to condense your time and to focus your time and to make the most of your time. So if you have an extra hour in your day or an extra 5 hours in your week that you can get up a little earlier, work on your lunch break, or stay up a little bit later at night, you can make a coaching business work for you. All right, so one of the last things I want to touch on here is I just want to tell you guys what kind of company you're teaming up with. So you don't work for Beachbody, but you are teaming up with Beachbody. And so Beachbody is a multi-million-dollar company, and here's what their mission statement is. Their mission statement is to help end the trend of obesity and help people live healthy, more fulfilling lives. Notice their mission statement isn't, we want to be the biggest network marketing company in the world and make a bunch of money and spam people. Nope. This huge company, at their core, their mission statement is to help people live healthier, more fulfilling lives. And it just feels really, really good to be teamed up with a company that has that at its core. And if you go to any of these events, you'll see that in living proof. Because one of the biggest things that Beachbody does is quarterly they give away tons and tons of cash prizes to customers, just to regular people who have had incredible weight loss success with the program. So that's really, really cool to see and to know that that's at the core of what you're doing and the company you're teamed up with. So the final thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm not going to go super in depth on, but is how do you become a coach? So becoming a coach is simple. I'm going to take a drink of water here because I feel like I've been talking for a long time and that my voice is going to go out. So becoming a coach is simple. If you want to become a coach, you'll want to reach out to the person who invited you to this call, or the person who sent you the recording, and they can help you get started on that. But it's just as simple as committing to a fitness program and Shakeology yourself, which, you know, you got to think, if you are going to encourage people through these things, or, you know, help them know that they work, then you kind of have to be using them yourself. So the way that you become a coach is you invest, or you just buy your fitness program and your Shakeology. And so there's no fee to become a coach aside from what you're paying just for your own fitness and Shakeology package. So if you do want to become a coach, if you're interested, like I said, just reach out to the person who invited you to the call, or the person who sent you the recording, and they can tell you all the details and help you get set up. So does anybody have any questions? I've had a really good time on here with you guys tonight, but I feel like my voice is literally about to give out because we just did the team call right before this. Anita, do you have anything to add?
Not a whole lot. Just it's a great opportunity, and it's, you know, you like helping people at all, give it a try. I mean, what have you got to lose?
Exactly. All you've got to lose is trying a fitness program.
Right.
You don't
They'll
like
give you your money back if you don't like it. And,
That's right.
I mean, it really feels good to help people, and it's just really been great with all.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys.
Plus the discounts too.
Oh yes. How did
Oh,
I
yeah.
that, Christina? Yeah. You get 25% discount on anything that you ever want as far as programs or Shakeology or the like. I can't believe I totally skipped over that. Thanks, Christina. All right, ladies. Well, let's go ahead and hop off here. I'll be sure to post this recording so that we can pass it along to anybody who might be interested in becoming a coach. All right, ladies. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.